hurt me to think of what my daughters were witnessing, but there was no hiding it, and it was a dark place, and I just couldn't deal with the reality.
Eddie Vedder, the iconic frontman of Pearl Jam, has long been admired for his powerful voice and poetic lyrics. But while his career has made waves, his personal life has often remained in the shadows, until a recent turning point that led to the end of his second marriage. Today we're taking a closer look into Vedder's marriages, his life, and the event that triggered the divorce. Early life and career beginnings. Eddie Vedder was born Edward Louis Severson III on December 23, 1964, in Evanston, Illinois. His early childhood was marked by emotional turbulence stemming from his complicated relationship with his parents. Vedder was raised by his mother and stepfather, whom he believed was his biological father until his teenage years. This revelation that his real father had died without Eddie knowing the truth deeply affected him. He once said, quote, "It was like I was faking everything from that point on. I had to relearn everything about myself."
Of course, I think just deep down, I just would have wanted to know just, if he loved me and how much, I get the idea that he did, but the other nice thing would have been just having, someone of my own blood give me some insight of, and what it would be like to grow up and, be a man, a good man.
In his teenage years, he moved to San Diego, where he found solace in music. He often described music as his escape, helping him cope with the difficulties he faced at home. His passion for punk rock and The Who gave him the emotional outlet he craved. Quote, "Music was my best friend," he later recalled. Despite working various jobs to support himself, Vedder always kept music close, recording demos and writing lyrics during his free time. His big break came when he joined Pearl Jam in 1990 after sending a demo tape to guitarist Stone Gossard. The band's debut album, 10, skyrocketed them to fame, with Vedder quickly becoming a voice of his generation. His introspective lyrics, combined with a raw and haunting voice, made Pearl Jam one of the defining bands of the grunge movement. Despite his fame, Vedder's early years had a lasting impact on him, shaping his humility and his guarded nature towards the media and fame.
Stuff that got put in my blender, it started maybe like Jackson 5 when I was a kid, and then Beatles, kid, and then growing up, and then The Who took over big time, Pete Townsend.
Yeah, I guess,
And then my friend.
Grazie.
And then the band, and then into Split Ends and Talking Heads and Sonic Youth and Fugazi, and then
I got you.
Kind of goes Mudhoney.
I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
And I guess after you put all that in, then you just hit Pulse.
His first marriage. Eddie Vedder's first marriage was to Beth Liebling, a woman who had been by his side long before he became a household name. The two met in the late 80s, during Vedder's pre-fame days when he was still finding his way as a musician. Their connection was built on a shared love for art and music, with Liebling being a talented musician herself. She played bass in the experimental band Hovercraft, a project that Eddie occasionally supported during Pearl Jam's rise. The couple married in 1994, when Pearl Jam was at the height of its popularity. Despite the fame surrounding Vedder, their wedding was an intimate affair, reflecting their desire for privacy. Vedder had always struggled with the pressures of being in the spotlight, and his relationship with Liebling seemed to offer him a grounding force amidst the chaos of his career. In a rare interview, he spoke about their bond, saying, quote, "I think I've been able to survive because I met someone who was strong and is still strong, and we've just been able to grow together." However, their relationship faced immense pressure from Vedder's rising fame and relentless touring schedule. Being constantly on the road with Pearl Jam created a distance between them, which took a toll on their marriage. In addition to the demands of fame, Vedder's internal struggles with his identity and past continued to affect him. In 2000, after 6 years of marriage, Vedder and Liebling divorced, marking the end of a relationship that had lasted through some of the most formative years of Vedder's life. Although Vedder remained respectful and reserved about the details of their separation, it was clear the demands of fame and personal growth played a major role. Eddie's second marriage. Eddie found love again with model and activist Jill McCormick. The two began dating in the early 2000s when Vedder had started to pull back slightly from the whirlwind of Pearl Jam's success to focus more on his personal life. Their relationship grew strong over the years, and they became a couple that managed to stay largely out of the public eye, a testament to Vedder's desire for privacy and normalcy. Quote, "I realized I needed to be there more for the people who mattered most to me," he said. Vedder and McCormick welcomed 2 daughters, Olivia and Harper, who became the center of his world. Fatherhood profoundly impacted Vedder, as he often expressed how becoming a parent changed his outlook on life. He once stated, "Being a dad changes everything. Suddenly you're living for more than just yourself, and the stakes feel so much higher." This shift in focus allowed him to balance his family life with his ongoing career, which was still thriving as Pearl Jam continued to tour and release music. In 2010, after nearly a decade together, Vedder and McCormick married in a small private ceremony in Hawaii. Their wedding reflected his distaste for the extravagance often associated with celebrity marriages, as it was a simple affair attended by close friends and family. McCormick, a dedicated activist, shared Vedder's passion for humanitarian causes, and together they became involved in numerous philanthropic efforts, including environmental advocacy and women's rights. Though their relationship seemed solid and grounded, like all marriages, it faced challenges. Vedder often spoke about the difficulties of maintaining a relationship while balancing the demands of being a rock star. Quote, "It's not easy," he admitted. "There are times when you're pulled in 100 different directions, but you try to stay present for the ones you love." Vedder's commitment to his family was evident, and for years, it appeared as though he'd found a harmonious balance between his music and personal life. What led to the divorce?
I think I'm good at taking advice. I think I'm coachable.
Right.
So my advice would be to take advice.
Despite the image of a stable and loving family life, Eddie's marriage to Jill eventually hit a breaking point. The couple had been together for nearly 2 decades, raising 2 daughters and sharing a mutual passion for activism. But the pressures of living under the spotlight, combined with the personal challenges of maintaining a marriage, appeared to take their toll. While details about the specific events that led to the divorce remain largely private, it's believed that they faced significant strains in the years leading up to the separation. Eddie's relentless touring schedule with Pearl Jam and his involvement in solo projects may have contributed to a growing distance between him and McCormick. In interviews, Vedder has alluded to the challenges of balancing his career with family life. Quote, "It's hard to give everything to music and still be there for the people you love." Some sources suggest that the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced many couples into prolonged periods of isolation, may have also magnified existing tensions. With the music industry at a standstill, Vedder found himself spending more time at home, which, according to some reports, may have highlighted issues within the marriage that were easier to overlook during busier times. Vedder has not publicly commented on the specific reasons for the divorce, but the end of the marriage came as a surprise to many, considering the couple's long history and the private nature of their relationship. Eddie as a family man. While Eddie is celebrated for his musical achievements, those who know him often speak of his deep commitment to his family, particularly his role as a father. Olivia, born in 2004, and Harper, born in 2008, are his 2 daughters. Fatherhood transformed him, giving him a renewed sense of purpose and responsibilities. In various interviews, he's expressed how his daughters became the center of his world. His dedication is evident in how he's managed to balance his demanding career while being present for Olivia and Harper. Despite his constant touring and recording schedule, he's made it a point to keep family at the forefront of his life. He's spoken about the importance of being home whenever possible and creating a stable environment for his daughters, even as the pressures of being a global rock icon persist. Quote, "I try to be around for the little things because those are the moments that really matters." Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite Pearl Jam song? Let us know in the comments section below.